There's a conversation that should be happening in every doctor's office, but almost never does. It's not about medication. It's not about diet. It's about a specific type of exercise that takes 60 seconds, uses nothing but your wall, and may protect the one thing that matters most after 70, your ability to live on your own terms. 5 exercises, one that changes everything. And we saved that one for last. Stay with me. Most people over 60 are told the same thing, just keep walking. It sounds sensible, it sounds safe. And for decades, it's been repeated by doctors, trainers, and health articles everywhere. But here's what most people are never told. Walking alone may not be enough to fully protect your independence after 60. That's not meant to scare you, it's meant to empower you. Because today, I'm going to show you 5 simple wall-based exercises that many orthopedic professionals rely on, and one in particular that could genuinely change how you move through your day. Stay with me. This one matters. Hey there, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. This is where we explore simple, practical, and gentle ways to support your strength, your balance, and your independence, especially if you're over 55, 65, or 70 and beyond. Everything here is designed with you in mind. Now, before we go any further, an important note I always like to share. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not medical advice and is not intended to replace the guidance of your doctor or healthcare team. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional before starting any new exercise or making changes to your health routine. We're here to learn together, not to play doctor. And before we begin, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment right now with your age and where you're watching from. I read and reply to every single comment, and this community is one of the most supportive places on YouTube. Let's keep it that way. All right, let's get into it. Now, let me be very clear about something right from the start. Walking is wonderful. It supports your heart, your circulation, your mood, your sleep. The benefits are real and well documented. If you enjoy your daily walk, please keep doing it. I would never suggest otherwise. But here's where the conversation gets really interesting. In 2019, researchers at McMaster University followed a group of adults over 65 who walked regularly. What they found was unexpected. Despite consistent walking habits, over 30% of participants still experienced measurable declines in leg strength within just 3 years. Balance scores declined as well. So the advice to walk wasn't wrong. It was incomplete. Walking keeps you moving, and that's valuable. But it's what we call a passive, low-resistance activity. It uses momentum to carry you forward, but it may not sufficiently challenge the specific muscles that stop you from falling, help you rise from a chair, or stabilize you on stairs. And after 60, that distinction really starts to matter. There's a quiet process happening in the body that many people aren't aware of. It has a clinical name, sarcopenia. It's the gradual, natural loss of muscle tissue that can begin as early as your 40s and tends to accelerate after 60. Research suggests that many adults may lose around 1 to 2% of muscle mass per year during this phase, and strength can decline even faster. At the same time, joints change, cartilage thins, reaction time may slow. The balance systems in your inner ear and feet become less precise. This combination is a key reason why falls happen, not because people stop walking, but because the body may gradually lose its ability to control movement with precision. Now, here's the part I really want you to hear, because this is the good news. This decline is manageable. It is not inevitable, and addressing it does not require a gym, expensive equipment, or pain. There are 5 wall-based exercises that many orthopedic surgeons and physical therapists quietly rely on. They're simple, they're controlled, they're low risk. And one of them in particular, which we're saving for the very end, may genuinely change how you think about your daily movement. Let's start with number 5. And this one might surprise you. Exercise number 5, the wall ankle press. Now, this exercise is often overlooked because, honestly, it looks insignificant. Most people don't think much about their ankles until they twist one. But in reality, Your ankle is your first line of defense when it comes to balance. The primary muscles involved here are the gastrocnemius, the soleus, and the smaller stabilizer muscles around the ankle joint. These are the muscles that control how you catch yourself when the ground is uneven, a crack in the sidewalk, a curb you didn't see, a wet patch on the kitchen floor. They're what stop a stumble from becoming a fall. When these muscles weaken with age, the brain's reaction slows, and the body tends to overcorrect, which can actually cause the very fall you're trying to prevent. A 2020 study from the University of Sydney found that improving ankle strength was associated with up to a 28% reduction in fall risk among adults over 65. That's a meaningful number. And here's the key insight. Walking doesn't effectively strengthen these muscles. Walking uses momentum. This exercise uses control, and control is what keeps you safe. Here's how to explore it. Stand facing a wall with your hands lightly touching it for support. Feet about hip-width apart. Slowly press your heels into the floor as you rise up onto the balls of your feet. Take about 3 seconds, going up. Pause briefly at the top. Then, 3 seconds, coming back down. You might start with about 10 repetitions, resting as needed. As it becomes easier over time, the progression isn't to go faster, it's to go slower. More control, more benefit. Many surgeons recommend this because it helps restore those balance reflexes, the ones that give you confidence on uneven ground. If this is already making sense to you, go ahead and tap that like button so more people in our community can find this video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. We share clear, safe guidance like this regularly. Exercise number 4, the wall hip hold. This one is underestimated because it doesn't involve much visible movement. But what's happening inside your body is significant. The key muscles here are the gluteus medius and the deep hip stabilizers. Now, you might not have heard of the gluteus medius before, but it plays an absolutely critical role in your daily life. This muscle is what keeps your pelvis level when you walk. It's what stabilizes you every single time you stand on one leg, which, by the way, happens with every step you take. When the gluteus medius weakens, your body begins to sway. Your knees absorb extra stress. Your lower back starts compensating. And a specific type of fall becomes more likely the lateral fall, or sideways fall. Orthopedic professionals will tell you that lateral falls are among the most dangerous because of the risk to the hip. A 2018 study from the Karolinska Institute in Sweden found that targeted hip stability training improved balance scores by approximately 35% in older adults. That's substantial. Walking moves the hips, yes, but it doesn't load them sideways. This exercise does. Here's how to explore it. Stand with your side to the wall, one hand lightly touching for support. Slowly lift the outside leg, the one away from the wall, just a few inches off the ground. You don't need to lift it high. Hold that position for about 15 to 20 seconds. Breathe normally throughout. Don't hold your breath. Then switch sides. You might try 2 holds per side to start. This is one of those exercises that looks almost too simple to be effective. But the professionals who prescribe it know better. It targets exactly what walking misses. Exercise number 3, the wall march. This one is special because it doesn't just work your muscles, it reconnects your brain and your legs. The primary muscles involved are the hip flexors, core stabilizers, and quadriceps. These are the muscles that allow you to lift your foot cleanly without dragging it. And here's something fascinating that many people don't realize. As we age, timing is often lost before strength is lost. Your legs might still be reasonably strong, but the coordination, the precise communication between your brain and your muscles can become less sharp. This is why people trip. Not always because they're weak, but because the foot didn't lift quite high enough, quite fast enough. A 2021 study from King's College London found that slow, resisted marching improved gait safety by over 40% in older participants. That's a remarkable finding. Walking repeats the same pattern over and over. This exercise retrains the pattern with more precision and control. Here's how to explore it. Face the wall. Place your hands gently against it at about chest height. Slowly lift one knee toward hip height. Take about 2 seconds going up, pause briefly, then 2 seconds coming back down. Then alternate to the other leg. You might start with about 8 to 10 lifts per leg, resting as needed. The key here is slowness. The slower you go, the harder your brain has to work to coordinate the movement. And that's exactly the point. Many surgeons recommend this specifically for stair safety and trip prevention, two of the most common concerns for adults over 65. Exercise number 2, the wall. Sit at partial depth. Now we're getting to the exercises that many orthopedic professionals consider essential. The wall sit looks simple, but make no mistake, there's a lot happening beneath the surface. The main muscles at work are the quadriceps, the gluteus maximus, and the spinal stabilizers. These are the muscles that control one of the most important movements in daily life, standing up. Think about how many times a day you rise from a seated position. From the couch, from the dining table, from the car, from the toilet. Every single one of those movements depends on the strength of these muscles. And when they weaken gradually over time, chairs start to feel lower. Getting up requires more effort. Arms start doing the work that legs should be doing. In 2017, researchers at the University of Colorado found that wall sit training improved chair rise ability by nearly 50% in adults over 70. That's not a small improvement. That's the difference between needing help and not needing help. Walking simply doesn't load these muscles enough to maintain that kind of functional strength. Here's how to explore it. Stand with your back against a sturdy wall. Place your feet about a foot or so in front of you, shoulder width apart. Now, and this is crucial, slide down only part way. You do not need to go to a 90-degree angle. Even a quarter of the way down is a wonderful starting point. The goal is to feel your thigh muscles gently engage. Hold for about 15 to 20 seconds to start. Breathe normally throughout. Then, slowly slide back up. You might try 2 to 3 holds with rest in between. Over time, weeks and months, not days, you can explore holding a little longer. Progress by adding time, not depth. That's the safe approach. Keep a sturdy chair nearby, just in case. And if you feel any sharp pain in your knees or back, stop and consult your healthcare provider. This is one of the most commonly prescribed exercises in orthopedic rehabilitation, and for good reason. It works. And now exercise number 1, the one we've been building toward, the wall-assisted sit-to-stand. This is the most important exercise on this list, and I don't say that lightly. The reason it's number 1 is that it doesn't just train one muscle group. It trains every system that keeps you independent. Your quadriceps, your glutes, your core, your balance, your coordination, your confidence, all of it, in one functional movement. And here's what makes it so powerful: it mirrors real life. Every time you sit down and stand back up, you're performing this exact movement pattern. By training it deliberately, with control and intention, you're essentially rehearsing independence. A 2022 study from the University of Tokyo found that sit-to-stand training was associated with a reduction in fall risk of over 60% among older adults. That is one of the most significant findings in fall prevention research. Walking cannot replace this. Walking moves you forward. This exercise teaches your body to move upward against gravity, with control. Here's how to explore it. Place a sturdy chair in front of you. Position yourself so the wall is behind you, close enough that if you needed to lean back, it's there for safety. Stand in front of the chair with your feet about shoulder width apart. Slowly lower yourself into the chair. Take about 3 full seconds to sit down. Don't drop. Control the descent. Pause briefly once seated. Then, using your legs, not your arms, stand back up. Push through your heels. Engage your thighs. Rise with intention. You might start with 5 to 8 repetitions, resting as needed. Some people work up to 2 sets, a few times per week. The beauty of this exercise is that you can adjust it to exactly where you are right now. If standing up without using your arms is too challenging today, it's perfectly fine to use your hands on the chair for a little assistance. Over time, you may find you need them less and less. That's progress, and it's worth celebrating. Let's be clear about something. Balance is not luck. Mobility is not just genetics. Independence is trained. These 5 wall exercises address what walking alone cannot: targeted resistance, controlled movement, and real-world functional strength. We're talking about 15 minutes, a few days per week. No gym, no equipment, no getting down on the floor. Just you, a wall, and a chair. Progress slowly. Be patient with yourself. Consistency matters far more than intensity. And please always work with your healthcare provider to make sure these exercises are appropriate for your individual situation. At this stage of life, it's not about adding years to your life. It's about adding movement, strength, and confidence to every year you have. So here's my question for you. If you had to choose just one of these 5 exercises to begin with, which one would it be? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one, and I love hearing from this community. If this kind of guidance is helpful to you, please hit that like button. It makes a bigger difference than you might think in helping other seniors find this information. And if you haven't already, subscribe and tap that bell so you never miss a new video. And I want to leave you with this thought. You're not late. You're not too old. Your body is still remarkably responsive and adaptable. Decline is not your destiny. Every small step you take, every wall sit, every ankle press, every time you stand up from that chair with intention, you're investing in your own independence. I'm proud of you for being here. Keep showing up for yourself. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.